This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday visited the states of Arunachal Pradesh and Tripura in the northeast of the country. In Tripura, PM inaugurated the redeveloped Mata Tripur Sundari temple complex. Prime Minister also offered prayers at the temple and paid obeisance to goddess Tripur Sundari. Prime Minister Modi also went around the exhibition highlighting how the redevelopment of the heritage temple complex has taken place. PM Modi also held a roadshow in Tripura's Gomati and received a warm welcome during the roadshow. Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Modi laid the foundation stone of two major hydropower projects worth over 3,700 crore rupees and a state-of-the-art convention centre at Tawang in Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh. Addressing the gathering, Prime Minister Modi said that the Northeast is fast emerging as India's powerhouse. He added that 8 northeastern states are worshipped in the form of Ashtalakshmi. Prime Minister interacted with the shopkeepers and traders and handed them placards of Garv Se Kaho Ye Swadeshi Hai, that translates to "Say it with pride, this is made in India." Prime Minister Modi also interacted with local taxpayers, traders and industry representatives to discuss the impact of the recent GST rate rationalization. Prime Minister Modi held a roadshow through the streets of Itanagar as people greeted him and waved the tricolours. India's Vice President CP Radhakrishnan released 4 books on selected speeches of Prime Minister Narendra Modi titled Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas in New Delhi. The Vice President said that Prime Minister Modi is a living inspiration for millions of people in the country and abroad. Present at the event, Information and Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said that Prime Minister Modi has always put the nation and service above his own self. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is on a 2-day visit to Morocco. Rajnath Singh and his Moroccan counterpart signed an MOU on defence cooperation in Rabat on Monday. The two leaders agreed on a comprehensive roadmap to boost collaboration in counter-terrorism, maritime security, cyber defence, peacekeeping, military medicine, training and industry partnerships. The minister interacted with the Indian community in Rabat and lauded the hard work and dedication that defines the Indian community across the world. India's Home Minister Amit Shah arrived in Rajkot on Monday and unveiled the statue of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Amit Shah addressed the annual meeting of 7 district-level cooperative institutions, including Rajkot District Cooperative Bank Limited. India and Brazil have jointly launched the Maitri 2.0 Cross-Borders Agri-Tech Incubators program to promote agricultural technology and agri-startups. Addressing the 51st Foundation Day of Central Pollution Control Board in New Delhi on Monday, India's Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav highlighted the crucial role of the CPCB in the development of a green and clean India. On implementation of the new GST reforms in India on Monday, I&B Minister Ashwini Vaishnav lauded the next-gen GST reforms being implemented from today, terming them as most beneficial for the common man. In a post on social media, Prime Minister Modi wrote an open letter to the citizens on the GST Bachat Utsav. He emphasized that lower GST rates mean more savings for every household and greater ease for businesses. New goods and services tax rate came into effect from today, marking a historical shift in the country's indirect tax regime. A shortage of fuel stocks at private filling stations in Indonesia since August has sparked widespread complaints, with some workers losing their jobs as companies scale back operations. European markets ticked lower on Monday, dragged by automakers' profit warnings, while the dollar steadied as markets waited to see if optimism over the Federal Reserve's easing monetary policy might be offset by geopolitical concerns. Oil prices gained on Monday, supported by geopolitical tensions in Europe and the Middle East, although the prospect of more oil supply and concerns about the impact of trade tariffs on global fuel demand weighed on sentiment. So Brent crude rose 45 cents to $67.13 a barrel, while US crude stood at $63.15 a barrel. Indian benchmark indices ended on a weak note with Nifty below 25,200 level on Monday. The Sensex at the BSE declined 466 points or 0.6% to close at 82,160. Indian rupee ended 21 paise lower at 88 rupees 31 paise against the dollar on Monday versus Friday's close of 88.10 rupees. Gold futures maturing on October 3rd were priced at 111,569 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for December 5th maturity stood at 132,664 rupees per kilo on the MCX. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is in New York to attend the 80th anniversary of the United Nations General Assembly and is expected to meet U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Monday. Dr. S. Jaishankar met Secretary of Foreign Affairs of Philippines Teresa P. Lazaro at the start of the UNGA 80 in New York. A high-level delegation led by Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal is visiting the United States starting Monday to hold discussions on India-US trade deal. The UK is set to push for a peace plan for the Middle East at the 80th session of the UN General Assembly in New York after recognizing the state of Palestine. Britain, Canada and Australia also announced formal recognition of the state of Palestine. Speaking to reporters in New York ahead of the annual UN General Assembly, Portuguese Foreign Minister Paulo Rangel said that it recognizes the Palestinian state, making it the latest Western nation to make the symbolic move. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has categorically rejected the one-sided declaration of recognition of Palestine and emphasized that there will be no Palestinian state. The Israeli Defense Forces deployed its 3rd Division, the 36th, to Gaza City as operations widened across the region, targeting Hamas's main stronghold. A Russian morning attack on Ukraine's southeastern city of Zaporozhye killed 3 people and injured 2 more on Monday. Ukraine's Air Force said it downed 132 drones launched by Russia overnight. Russia denied that its aircraft violated NATO airspace and warned that countries making such accusations risked escalating tensions. Russia accused NATO member Estonia of falsely claiming that 3 Russian military jets had violated its airspace on Friday. Russian President Vladimir Putin said on Monday that he was ready to extend by 1 year the last arms control treaty between Washington and Moscow that limits the number of nuclear weapons each side has if US President Donald Trump does the same. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un says he has fond memories of US President Donald Trump and is open to future talks with the United States if he can keep his nukes. South Korea's president has said that his country's economy could fall into crisis, rivaling its 1997 meltdown if the government accepts current US demands in stalled trade talks without safeguards. The treason trial of South Sudan's suspended first Vice President Riek Machar opened on Monday under tight security in the capital Juba. Machar and 20 others are charged of murder, treason and crimes against humanity for their alleged involvement in raids by the White Army militia earlier this year. Tens of thousands of Brazilians took to the streets of major cities to protest legislative efforts to shield former President Jair Bolsonaro and federal lawmakers from the courts. Syria will hold its first parliamentary election under its new Islamist-led administration on the 5th of October, following the ousting of former President Bashar al-Assad last December after nearly 14 years of conflict. Thousands of people protested in Budapest's Hero Square against state-funded political propaganda, hate speech and fear-mongering on Sunday. Thousands rallied in Athens in support of a father on a hunger strike, demanding the right to exhume his son's body following Greece's deadliest train disaster in 2023. At least 18 people, including police officers, journalists, were injured during a protest organized by the youth-led Generation Z collective in Peru's capital Lima. The protesters are upset with President Dina Boluarte's administration. Passengers are stranded at Santo Domingo Airport as a 5-hour power outage halted over 20 flights. With a blackout affecting operations, travelers crowded the check-in counters. Nepal's newly appointed Prime Minister Sushila Karki recommended the names of 5 new ministers. The interim cabinet already has 3 ministers. Time for a short breather here on Express News. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay tuned to DD India. Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's resume. The India Meteorological Department has issued warnings of heavy to very heavy rainfall across eastern, northeastern and southern parts of India. According to IMD, heavy rainfall is also expected over parts of central and south peninsular India till 25th of this month. IMD said states such as West Bengal, Sikkim, Assam and Meghalaya are likely to experience heavy to very heavy showers over the next few days. Delhi residents woke up to a warmer Monday with humid conditions marking the first day of the festival of Navratri. The IMD has forecast clear skies throughout the week with maximum temperatures between 34 and 36 degrees Celsius. Rescue personnel cleared mud and debris after a landslide blocked a section of a highway in Tuba, Benguet province in northern Philippines after super typhoon Ragasa brought heavy rain and strong winds to the northern part of the country. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ordered the Disaster Response Agency to go on full alert and mobilize all government agencies as Super Typhoon Ragasa threatened the north of the country and set off storm alerts across East and Southeast Asia. Hong Kong International Airport will suspend all passenger flights for 36 hours from Tuesday evening, Qantas Airways said, as the Asian financial hub prepares for one of its strongest super typhoons in years. Cities in China's southern provinces are bracing for Ragasa, the strongest typhoon to hit the country this year, with Shenzhen warning of disastrous calamities ahead and preparing to relocate hundreds of thousands of people. At least one person died in Catalonia on Sunday after much of the region in northeastern Spain was hit by torrential rains that disrupted rail and air travel. Heavy rain also lashed France's southeast, causing power outages to around 10,000 homes and leading the Marseille airport to reroute around a dozen flights to land in other cities. Observed on the 22nd of September, World Rhino Day unites global efforts to protect rhinos from poaching and habitat loss. In Japan's Fukuoka Prefecture, the annual mechanized puppet show at Yame City's Fukushima Hashiman Shrine has begun. In Cambodia, hundreds gathered at Vihar Suar Pagoda in Kandal province on Monday to watch buffalo and horse races. The Festival of the Dead honors memory of over 1 million victims of the Khmer Rouge regime. In Marrakesh, Morocco, the 11th edition of the International Crimea Exhibition for Hospitality, Culinary Arts and Food Industries kicked off today. Panama recently launched a program, Panama Gives You More Than $500 in Benefits. This offers digital coupons with discounts worth over $500 to tourists who stay at least 3 or 4 nights in the country. Vietnam's Hang Ma Street in Hanoi has transformed into a dazzling display of lanterns and traditional toys, evoking sweet memories of the Mid-Autumn Festival. Spain's Madrid Zoo Aquarium held a series of celebration for the 5th birthday of its 2 giant pandas, drawing crowds of visitors eager to share in the occasion. In Akwa Ibom, Nigeria, a group of young percussionists are preserving tradition by rehearsing on xylophones for an upcoming birthday celebration. Since their formation in 2023, the group has become a regional sensation, highlighting the cultural sounds of the area. The 23rd Kunming International Flower Expo concluded in Kunming, capital of southwest China's Yunnan province, attracting more than 500 enterprises from around the world. In central Greece, stock breeders face devastation as a sheeppox outbreak decimated flocks, prompting warnings of nationwide animal movement restrictions. The 9-day Navratri festival begins with great fervour as devotees throng temples across India to mark the first day of Navratri. The first day of Navratri witnessed a massive rush of devotees at the Holy Mata Vaishno Devi shrine in Katra. The Dussehra Mahotsav celebrations began in Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh on Monday at the historic Kanaka Durga temple. The CSIR NBRI has established the first lotus park named Swastik Park at its grounds. It features a significant collection of 60 lotus varieties and 50 water lily varieties conserved in small ponds. The Help Foundation conducted free diabetic and vision screening camps in Srinagar and across the Kashmir Valley. On to some entertainment news now. American actress Angelina Jolie attended the 2025 San Sebastian Film Festival in Spain to promote her film Couture. British actor Tom Holland sustained a mild concussion during filming Spider-Man: Brand New Day. While performing an action sequence for the film, the actor will be away from the set for a few days to recover. Midori Monet from the US was crowned Miss International Queen 2025 during a dazzling finale in Thailand. Thousands of people gathered at the University of Havana in the Cuban capital night to hear Cuban folk singer Silvio Rodriguez kicked off his Latin American tour. Vietnamese singer Duc Phuc won Russia's Intervision International Song Contest, which was held in Moscow. Thousands of fans and well-wishers showed up to pay their last respects to Zubin Garg, the musical maestro and cultural icon of India's northeastern state, Assam. The cremation of legendary singer Zubin Garg will be held on Tuesday in Guwahati. Zubin passed away in Singapore on Friday while swimming in the sea without a life jacket. The 30th Busan International Film Festival is being held at Busan Cinema Center in South Korea with a focus on first-time directors, especially those from Asian countries. India is participating with the strongest ever contingent at the Busan International Film Festival, led by Minister of State of Information and Broadcasting Dr. L. Murugan, along with senior officials and creators from the Waves Bazaar initiative. A special roundtable was held on Monday. Poster of film Mardani 3 is out and will hit theatres on 27th of February. Rani Mukherjee returns as top cop Shivani Shivaji Roy in the film to investigate the most challenging case of her career. And on to some sporting action now. India secured their 7th straight win over Pakistan across formats with a 6-wicket win at the T20 Asia Cup in Dubai. Abhishek Sharma's explosive 74 and Shubman Gill's 47 set the tone in a fiery clash marked by dropped catches and on-field tempers. India captain Suryakumar Yadav said matches against Pakistan can no longer be considered a rivalry after his side extended their T20 head-to-head record to 11 wins to 3 losses. India produced a stellar performance at the China Para Badminton International Tournament, clinching 12 medals in Beijing. Taylor Fritz held off Alexander Zverev 6-3, 7-6 to seal Team World's triumph in the Laver Cup. Ferran Torres struck twice for champions Barcelona as they beat Getafe 3-0 to stay on Real Madrid's tails at the top of La Liga standings. Atletico Madrid's stuttering start to the La Liga season continued as they settled for a 1-1 draw against Mallorca. Gabriel Martinelli's 93rd minute equaliser helped Arsenal salvage a 1-1 draw against Manchester City in the Premier League. Sunday's League One match between Marseille and Paris Saint-Germain at Stade Velodrome was postponed due to storms in the region. And inspired Italy successfully defended their Billie Jean King Cup with a 2-0 victory over record 18 times champions, the United States. A tenacious Iga Swiatek battled back from the brink of defeat to capture the Korea Open title. 9 players from treble-winning Paris Saint-Germain are in contention for the men's Ballon d'Or this year, along with club's coach Luis Enrique. 5 England players were nominated for the women's Ballon d'Or after the Euros triumph. 8-time Olympic gold medalist and global sporting icon Usain Bolt will trade his running spikes for football boots in a one-of-a-kind spectacle in Mumbai on October the 1st. And in Major League Soccer, Lionel Messi's brace led Inter Miami to a 3-2 victory over visiting DC United. So that's it in this edition of Express News. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.